Deep in the heart of the savanna, the air grows heavy and still. A massive elephant matriarch lifts her trunk, catching the metallic scent of an approaching storm. High above, the sky transforms into a bruised canvas of indigo and charcoal. The first rumble of thunder echoes like a warning from the gods of the wild. A pride of lions huddles together under the sparse canopy of an acacia tree. Their golden eyes reflect the flickering light of distant lightning. The wind begins to howl, whipping the long grass into a frenzy. A lone rhinoceros stands like a weathered boulder, unfazed by the gathering chaos. Suddenly, the first heavy drops of rain strike the parched earth, kicking up tiny puffs of dust that smell of ancient soil. A herd of buffalo gathers in a defensive circle, their thick horns glistening as the drizzle turns into a steady downpour. The deluge arrives in earnest. A curtain of water falls from the sky, blurring the horizon and turning the world into shades of slate and emerald. An African elephant calf presses close to its mother's massive legs, seeking warmth and protection from the lashing rain. In the river, the hippos are in their element. They rise from the depths, the rain dancing on their slick gray backs as the water level begins to swell. A majestic giraffe navigates the slippery mud, its long neck swaying as it seeks higher ground away from the flash-flooded gullies. The male lion lets out a roar that rivals the thunder, a defiant sound that vibrates through the drenching rain and the saturated earth. Lightning splits the sky, illuminating a pair of leopards seeking refuge on a high, slick branch of a marula tree. The savanna transforms into a network of silver streams. Water cascades off the backs of wildebeests as they continue their relentless march. A cheetah stands atop a termite mound, its sleek body soaked through, eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of a break in the storm. Heavy mist begins to rise from the ground, wrapping the giants of the wild in a ghostly, ethereal shroud. The sound of the rain is a deafening roar, a symphony of nature that drowns out all other whispers of the wild. A rhinoceros charges through a large puddle, sending a spray of muddy water high into the air as the storm reaches its peak. High on a cliff, a mountain gorilla sits stoically, its dark fur matted with water, looking out over the misty forest canopy. The riverbanks overflow, and the crocodiles remain motionless, like ancient statues lurking beneath the chaotic surface of the water. A mother zebra shields her foal with her body, their stripes blurring together under the relentless vertical lines of the downpour. The giant baobab tree stands tall, its ancient branches drinking in the life-giving water after months of searing heat. A group of baboons huddles in a rock crevice, their faces expressive with a mix of annoyance and endurance. The storm begins to shift, the wind slowing, but the rain remains a steady, rhythmic pulse against the earth. An ostrich spreads its wings slightly, the feathers dripping with pearls of water, looking strangely elegant amidst the gloom. The scent of the savanna changes. The dusty heat is replaced by the fragrance of wet stone and blooming jasmine. The elephants gather at a new pool, the patriarch leading them in a celebratory splash despite the cold rain. A vulture sits perched on a dead branch, its wings tucked tight, waiting for the sky to clear so it can take flight again. The sun makes a brief golden appearance through a crack in the clouds, creating a brilliant rainbow over the drenched landscape. Steam begins to rise from the hot back of a buffalo as the sun hits the wet hide, creating a mystical aura around the animal. A leopard descends from its tree, its paws making soft, wet sounds on the saturated ground as it begins the evening hunt. The hippos venture out of the water to graze on the lush, rain-washed grass that seems to grow before their very eyes. The once dry creek is now a rushing torrent, carving new paths through the red earth and carrying the storm's energy downstream. A lone bull elephant stands at the edge of the forest, silhouetted against the fading light of a storm-racked day. The insects of the savanna emerge, their chorus adding to the post-storm symphony as the rain finally begins to taper off. The pride of lions begins to move, their fur spiked and wet, looking for a dry place to rest and groom. A giraffe leans down to drink from a fresh puddle, its reflection mirrored perfectly in the still, clear water. The clouds break apart, revealing a deep velvet sky as the first stars of the evening begin to twinkle over the wet world. The titans of the wild have endured. They stand tall, renewed by the water that brings life to their harsh but beautiful home. The storm has passed, leaving behind a world that is clean, vibrant, and full of the promise of tomorrow. Nature's power is a cycle of destruction and rebirth, a testament to the resilience of the giants who call the storm their friend.